Welcome back into Hot Mike Sports, everybody. I'm your host, Ben Merrick, joined by four-star Texas commit David Joplin. David, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. Nice to have you on the show. We're just going to hop straight into the questions. We're going to start off with high school, college, and then finish it off with some other ones. So obviously, as an underclassman, you went state with the older guys like Cole Now, Eric Radistovich, Malik, and then now your running mate, Ben Now. How did that feel to win state?
It felt great, like you said, with all the older guys there with us, because they all grew up with each other. I'm the close grade. They've been playing since third grade, and then my grade's been playing since third grade, and then Malik's grade and Eric's grade's been playing forever. So we all like knew each other, and we all been hooping when we was little. And none of us, except for Cole's grade, they used to win state every year, but us and Malik, we never won state ever. We never got close. So it was great for everything to come together and the coaching and everything. So that was our first championship in school history. So we were all excited about that.
Yeah, man. And then as a junior, obviously you got cut off after you won, like, I think it was like a double overtime, triple overtime game in the
Mm-hmm.
first round. How did that feel to get it cut off like that?
It was. I forgot about that game. We left that game ready to play Sussex.
Yeah,
4,000 tickets sold,
yeah,
and then the next morning they said that we're not playing for the rest of the year. So it
yeah.
was a roller coaster of emotions. But I think everybody we panicked. No one knew how severe COVID
Right,
was. Everything just shut down. Everything went down. So it was
right.
understandable.
Yeah, absolutely understandable. It's just, especially like to see the seniors go out like that, like seeing Malik post on Instagram and Eric post on Instagram was really, really difficult to imagine, especially like if I were to be in that position, I don't know what I'd do. So then, as a senior, obviously your season's not over yet, but we see you just broke the rebounding and scoring record for Brookfield Central. Was that like a goal for you coming into high school? Did you make that a goal as you saw yourself get closer? How did that come about?
Well, coming in, I never. I always thought about just trying to get a state championship. Like I said,
Yeah,
my whole middle school, I was so close, never got one.
right.
So I was real focused on winning. That's my favorite thing to do is win trophies because I want to have the best team in the state out of everybody. And then um, just scoring freshman year, sophomore year, everything like that. We kind of knew it was coming up, and then the numbers I was putting up, so it was kind of like inevitable. So
Yeah,
I just want to win. Win. Yeah, I wasn't really focused on everything else.
yeah, it makes a lot of sense, man. And then lastly, for high school, um, Southwest, like Wisconsin, is really, really rich in talent. Jalen Johnson just came out of there. Um, Patrick Baldwin's right there right now. Obviously, you. What was your favorite matchup so far throughout your high school career?
Ooh, definitely, it's got to be Pat, just because we see him 3 times a year. I wish I could have played Jalen more, but the matchup with Pat, because before COVID, everybody's gonna be there.
Yup.
Everybody was expecting the show, and when we're the one and two best teams in the state every year, so it didn't get much better than that. And like I said, every game was live. Every game was live and televised. So man,
Those
that
are
was my
so much
favorite.
fun to watch. So fun. Even if it was like a
Yeah,
5 point game, 8 point game at the end, like it was so electric in the building. Like I never, it felt like a NBA game. Like I was in a
right.
playoff game. It was dope. So
Yeah.
then, obviously, you're not done with high school yet. Focusing on winning state or something like that this year. But how was the recruiting process for you? Obviously, we committed to Texas. How was that for you?
It was exciting. When you see everything starting to come in so fast, and then you get to build relationships with everybody. Then it gets hard. It's tough. It was stressful.
Yeah,
Tips to build, you gotta break them, and you choose somebody. So I definitely, because when you're going through it, you're not thinking about that at all. You're just like, man, I feel great right now. But picking a school was hard. You had to turn a lot of people down, but I think I made the perfect.
yeah. Speaking of making the perfect choice, obviously you had great colleges coming for you. DePaul,
Mm,
Georgetown, a lot of Midwest schools like Marquette and Wisconsin, close to home. What
mm.
separated Texas for you?
Um, um, Definitely the players. As we see now, they're doing really good. So one thing I was excited about is they got really good guys in my position. So if they choose to stay, I'll be able to learn from them, and then if they go to the league, I'll be able to play a lot more next year. So, the coaches obviously, Coach Shaka Smart, he's from Wisconsin, he's here, so I kicked it off with him really well. Then Coach Barry is my guy; he was my recruiter, so I talk to him pretty much every day, and we built a great relationship. And they got good things building there, good history there, and then obviously got the city of Austin rooting for it and all their perks. So it's gonna be crazy, and it just felt like.
Yeah, man, it's a legendary college town. Obviously, right now they're a top 10 school in the country for basketball, so it seems like a perfect fit. Um, Obviously, I think I know this answer, but what are you looking forward to the most through your college career? Is it winning? Is it scoring? What is it for you?
Definitely winning, definitely. Um, um, National championships in any sport, but especially basketball, is crazy. That's the goal. That's the goal for everything I want to do. I want to win and be the best. So, especially when we got great teams in our conference,
Yeah,
I want to beat them and then beat the best team that we see. Going into the national championship. I just want to win.
absolutely, man. Speaking of like having great teams in your conference, like in terms of teams, players, what matchup are you looking forward to the most at the next level?
Oh, the Baylor game
Absolutely,
for
man.
sure. Because they have been one of the supreme teams in that conference and in Texas. So it's going to be a rivalry, and it's going to be two great teams playing each other. So we know they got dogs over there too. So I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, man. In-state game will be crazy. Just like we talked about with Patrick. I mean, those matchups will feel so much more intense when you
Hmm.
get there. Um, we'll move on from college. What are you most focused on improving this offseason? We've seen you grow your three-point game a lot, being able to stretch the floor. Obviously, your interior defense is incredible. What are you looking forward to taking the next step at going into college?
The biggest thing for me, I would say, is conditioning because the college game is a lot faster,
Yeah,
and you got to do everything hard. You got to do everything strong. So I think making this transition from this season into next season, the couple months that we get, just getting everything stronger, legs stronger, and then you know running hills, running a lot, just everything, getting breaths going. So that's been a big focus for me, and the coaches have been telling me, your conditioning is super super important, and footwork is also an important thing. Just staying ready, because for me, they want to come in and knock shots down. I got to be able to make shots, especially when we need them the most down the stretch. So that's the biggest thing I'm focused.
yeah, makes a lot of sense. Um, I see a lot of different players in your game, but I want to know from you, who do you shape your game around? Like maybe at the NBA level, who do you like model your game after?
Hmm. The biggest player I would say, or the player I study the most is Tracy Mcgrady because of the size and the thing that he can make any shot on the floor. It doesn't matter where he is, and he can do pretty much whatever he wanted when he was playing, especially when before his injury. So definitely him. And then I look at James Harden a lot, not much because of the size and everything, just because he's so instinctive with getting by people. So whenever it's 1v1, he knows how to read the eyes and their feet and their momentum and everything. And he's always in control. He just picks people apart.
Yeah, man,
So
absolutely.
those,
Those two of the greatest scorers of all time, especially T Mac, so underrated.
yeah.
Lastly, are you looking forward to the NBA? Is that the end goal?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I feel like with something like that, it has to be your only goal. You just got to work as hard as you possibly can to get there. And I think for me, I think I'm blessed with this because of my size and my ability. So not a lot of guys can do what I do. So I just work as hard as I can and just keep shooting the ball and play defense. I could get there. So
Yeah,
and then if not, you got other things to do, and that's why college is so great and sports are so great. Is because I'll be able to finish my degrees if anything happens. But I definitely want to get to the NBA.
absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. I really enjoyed this interview. I hope you did too, man.
For sure, for sure. I loved it. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man.